So, hi, computer guys. We are here for Canadian league. Subject is jurisdiction and fundamentals. There is a subject for paralegal jurisdictions and fundamentals, right?
Yes.
So, from this, I think maximum 15 question, not more than
Okay.
15 question, according to my experience, not more than 15, 1 5. So, chapter 16. Canadian legal, government, and court system. So we have to do selective study. We have to do
Okay.
selective study. Selective study, okay, introduction, first page, chapter 16. First page, introduction, don't worry about it. Constitution and the rule of law, don't worry about it. Federalism, don't worry about it. What is federalism? I will explain what is federalism. Federalism.
Okay.
Okay, for example, what is federal? Federal versus provincial. I need your eye contact. Do not write. Nitin bhai, federal versus provincial. Division
Okay.
of power. 18th chapter, division of power. For example, federal versus provincials.
Provincial.
Provincial. Some power, for example, criminal law. Who has a power to make law in relation to criminal? Federal.
Federal.
Who
Yes.
has a power to make law in relation to trade and commerce? Federal.
Uh, Federal.
Trade and commerce, federal. Okay. And criminal law, trade and commerce, and POG under federal.
Yeah.
Lot of things gonna come under property and civil rights. This is called federal. Okay, federalism. For example,
Okay.
provincial courts. Okay, federal versus provincial. Federal versus provincial.
Provincial.
Okay. Okay, there is federal tribunals as well as provincial tribunals. For example, tribunals. Provincial tribunal, federal tribunals. Provincial
Mm.
courts, federal courts.
Okay.
This is a basic legal structure. First, I'm gonna give
Structure.
you structure in Canada. In Canada, remember one thing. For example, federal courts and provincial court.
Provincial. Chicken.
Federal court and provincial court. One side is federal tribunals and provincial tribunals.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Some matters, if provincial tribunals, if you are unhappy with that decision of the provincial courts, provincial tribunals, okay, so you're gonna go to the court for judicial review. Provincial, then provincial courts. Judicial
Okay.
review, provincial court. If federal tribunals, which court?
To the Superior Court.
Superior court, federal court.
Yeah. Federal.
Superior court of under the jurisdiction of federal. Okay. Same thing. Some offenses, for example, summary offenses, maybe it's gonna go to provincial court, maybe it's gonna go to federal court. I will explain. Of course,
Okay.
summary conviction offenses, provincial court, and indictable offenses, federal court.
Okay.
Right? Hybrid offenses can be provincial court, can be federal court. So basic legal structure. We have to remember the basic legal structure is basic legal in Canada. In Canada, just for 1 second, in Canada, there is just 1 second. There is public law and the private law. Public
Mm.
law, public law,
And
public
private.
law, public, public, you are public, public versus uh, maybe
Okay.
federal provincial court.
Okay.
Immigration issue. Immigration. My case is rejected by immigration board. Board.
Go
My
to the
case is
public.
any contract taught provincial tribunals, public bodies. Public body versus individual. This is called
Okay.
public law. So
Chicken.
I have to go to the court for judicial review because public body did not follow the proper procedure. Judicial review for public. Okay, okay, right? Criminal law. So I will explain step by step. For example, for summary offenses, we have to remember provincial court versus provincial tribunals versus federal
Federal.
tribunals. If
Mm.
you are unhappy with provincial court, provincial
Then federal.
tribunals, you're gonna go to the provincial court. If you are
Yeah.
unhappy with federal tribunals, you're gonna go to
Federal Court.
Federal Code. Okay. Some offenses, summary offenses, I'm gonna
Mm.
teach. Police can charge me against summary offenses. Which code we gonna go? If maybe provincial code, of course, provincial code. If I'm gonna charge under indictable offense, which code I'm gonna
Then
proceed?
it is Federal Court.
Federal code. Indictable offense,
It
summary
might be
offenses, maybe provincial code,
maybe
maybe
provincial, maybe federal. Yeah.
federal code. Okay,
Yeah.
federal code. Now, which under the jurisdiction of paralegal.
Federal.
Some we have to remember, oh, so he was charged, example, he was charged under this guy, I am charged under this guy, he was charged under criminal matter, indictable offense. He came to my office. Client came to my office, he was charged under indictable offenses.
Yeah.
So first I'm gonna explain, oh, indictable offense, whether within my scope of practice.
Yes.
My first job as a paralegal, this is not permissible scope of practice. Decline to act.
Okay. Okay.
Now we have to remember a lot of already established, which is under the jurisdiction of paralegal, which is
Mm.
outside the jurisdiction of paralegal. We have to make a chart, which is our
Okay.
jurisdiction, which is out of
Out of
paralegal
breach.
jurisdiction. Okay. Now, step by step, I'm gonna explain step by step. I will explain for sure. Okay. Then Charter of Rights. What is Charter of Rights? I will explain step by step. What is Charter of Rights? Okay. First, we're gonna read point number four. Point number four. Okay. Point number
Okay.
four after the bullets. Second paragraph after the bullets. Page number
Freedom of thought
150.
and expression.
Yeah. Yeah. Charter applies to Parliament. So, chapter number 16. Point number four. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. After the bullets. Second paragraph after the bullets. The charter apply to Parliament. Can you read?
Yes, sir. The charter applies to Parliament and the Government of Canada and to the legislatures and governments of each province, as well as to all matters within the authority of these bodies. This means that the charter applies not only to the statute enacted by Parliament and by the provincial legislatures, but also to subordinate legislation such as regulation, rules, or bylaws made by public bodies such as board, commission, or agencies. It also applies to the actions of government and of the police.
That's it. First question, whether charter apply to, for example, charter apply to private body?
Mm. No,
I'm
Parliament.
asking. No. Question, okay, for example, we need to, do we have any idea about charter of rights?
Charter
So
is
first,
the basic
no, no, I'll
thing
give
that
you basic structure of Canadian legal system. Don't read about book. First, we
okay.
need to understand the basic structure of legal system. Basic structure of legal system, we all people are individual. We all
Mhm.
people are individual. Who is the highest law making body is federal government. Federal
Mhm.
government is highest law making body, federal government. Then provincial government. Then city. Then private bodies. Under the city,
Okay.
some under the city, some under the provincial government, some under the federal government and private body. Okay, all are law making bodies. So it doesn't matter federal government, doesn't matter provincial government, doesn't matter charter of, doesn't matter a city, doesn't matter private body. So no one cannot make any law or policy which is against our constitution law.
Okay.
Federal government, provincial government, city, municipality, no one, even including individual, can make any law which is against our constitutional law. What is constitutional
Okay.
law? Charter of Rights and division of power. So don't worry about division of power, Charter of Rights. So, for
Mm.
example, freedom of religion. This is my right, freedom of religion. This is my right. So anyone, for example, okay, Nathan bhai, I'm a owner of the house. I'm a owner of the house.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm gonna say in my basement, only Indians can rent my basement.
Okay. So this is a discretion.
No, this is against the Charter of Rights. There are
Okay.
four sections of Charter of Rights: 2A, freedom of religion; 2B, freedom of expression; Section 7, life, liberty, security; Section 15, equal rights, which is chapter, I think, 18. 18. So I will explain. फर्स्ट नो, डोंट
Okay.
ओपन बुक, ना ओपन करें, पहले आप बेसिक अंडरस्टैंड कर लें। अगर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, अगर आप, इफ यू गना रिलाई ओनली ऑन बुक, फर्स्ट आई एम ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड अ
Outer circle. Map. Chart.
नो
Proper chart.
स्ट्रक्चर।
Structure.
स्ट्रक्चर क्या है? स्ट्रक्चर: फेडरल गवर्नमेंट, प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट, सिटी, प्राइवेट बॉडी, हॉस्पिटल गोना कम अंडर प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट, ओके, railway gonna come under federal government, okay, and aeronautics gonna fall under federal government, some gonna fall under provincial government, some gonna fall under city municipality by law, okay, some is a private body. No one cannot make any law which is against the constitution law. What is Canadian
Okay.
constitution law? Charter of rights and division of power. Okay. ओके, रिमेंबर वन थिंग, ओके, ये बेसिक टीनेट है। और देन रिमेंबर वन थिंग, ओके, 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 जस्ट होल्ड ऑन, आप समझ आ रही है ना?
हम्म।
ठीक है, क्योंकि ये बड़ा
हाँ
इंपॉर्टेंट।
जी।
पब्लिक लॉ, व्हाट इज पब्लिक लॉ? पब्लिक, वी आर पब्लिक। फॉर एग्जांपल, प्रोविंशियल ट्राइब्यूनल वर्सेस प्रोविंशियल
एक
ट्राइब्यूनल वर्सेस
प्रोविंशियल लॉ कोर्ट वर्सेस
प्रोविंशियल, नॉट
एनीवन।
प्रोविंशियल लॉ, प्रोविंशियल ट्राइब्यूनल्स, प्रोविंशियल ट्राइब्यूनल्स, ट्राइब्यूनल्स का पता ना क्या होते हैं? प्रोविंशियल
यस सर।
ट्राइब्यूनल्स वर्सेस,
प्रोविंशियल कोर्ट।
नो, प्रोविंशियल ट्राइब्यूनल्स वर्सेस फेडरल ट्राइब्यूनल्स।
ओके।
राइट इट डाउन, राइट इट डाउन, राइट इट डाउन। ये आपको बेसिक, यू मस्ट रिमेंबर द बेसिक टीनेट ऑफ लीगल सिस्टम, कोर्ट सिस्टम: प्रोविंशियल ट्राइब्यूनल्स वर्सेस
फेडरल ट्रिब्यूनल।
फेडरल ट्राइब्यूनल्स, provincial tribunals. Lot of matters gonna fall under provincial tribunals. Lot of matters gonna fall under
फेडरल ट्रिब्यूनल।
federal tribunal. As a paralegal, you can go to any tribunal, whether provincial tribunal or whether
फेडरल।
federal tribunal. So first thing to remember, as a paralegal, your jurisdiction is, you can you can go to provincial tribunals and you can go to federal tribunals.
ओके।
Written in the book. Okay. Now, as a paralegal, for example, immigration board, immigration board, they refuse my application. They refuse my application. I'm a paralegal. I'm here behalf of anything. Okay. Immigration board. Now my case is rejected. I have to go to the court. Who is a supervisor? Who gonna supervise? Provincial court, provincial tribunals.
फेडरल
Who is the
कोर्ट।
supervisor of provincial tribunals? Provincial courts.
प्रोविंशियल
Write it
कोर्ट।
down.
ओके।
Write it down. Provincial, so we have to remember which matter gonna come under provincial tribunals, which matter gonna fall under federal
फेडरल
tribunals.
ट्रिब्यूनल। ओके।
Okay, so as a paralegal, we have to remember, of course, we can go to any provincial tribunals, and as a paralegal, we can go to federal tribunals in any, I mean, federal tribunals. Okay,
ओके।
so I will explain. Now, provincial court, as a paralegal, I can go. Federal tribunal, as a paralegal, I can go within my permissible scope of practice. Now,
फेडरल।
if I'm gonna lose as a paralegal, if I'm gonna lose the case in provincial court, which court I can go for judicial review?
फेडरल
If
कोर्ट।
provincial court,
फेडरल कोर्ट।
provincial tribunal, provincial court, federal tribunal, federal. Now, next question. Now, as a paralegal, whether can I go to court for provincial court in this matter, or as a paralegal can I go to federal court as a paralegal? I will explain. We have to remember,
Okay.
and there is a chart. आपने एज ए पैरालीगल यू हैव टू रिमेंबर ओके विच मैटर बिकॉज वी हैव limited scope of practice. As a lawyer can go whatever they want. They can go to Supreme Court of Canada, they can go federal court, superior court, provincial court. As a paralegal, we have to remember whether I can go to the provincial court, public law, okay, and I can go to the federal court, whether this is my jurisdiction, under my jurisdiction in federal, okay, criminal matters. Okay, this is called public law. Public law. Okay, read 6.1. No, don't read 6.1. I will explain. I will explain. Just 1 second. Is read everything. Okay, for example, okay, did you read Charter of Rights? Don't worry about it. Okay, this is don't worry about it. Start from 6.1.
Public law and private law.
Yeah.
Okay. Cases that come before the court may either involve public law or private law, or both. Public law is a law concerning interactions between individuals or other legal persons, such as corporation, and the state, or interactions between different state sectors actors. Public
See,
law.
isn't it? Okay. Public law, just sort of. Public law is the interaction between individual and the state.
Mm,
Individual and the state, public law. Or interaction between the different state actors. Public law.
yes.
Public law could be, okay, public law mean, okay, public law, don't worry about what is public law. So we have to go to a provincial tribunal. Maybe we have to, which provincial tribunal, which federal tribunals. Okay, keep reading.
Public law encompasses criminal law, constitutional law, immigration law, indigenous law, administrative law, and a wide variety of regulatory matters, such as environmental protection and professional regulations. Public law cases tend to raise issues of
Don't
public
worry about it.
importance.
Just for your basic. Next paragraph.
Private law. Private law
See,
cases are
public law. Okay,
dispute.
criminal law. Criminal law is a criminal law. It's not a criminal law. Criminal law means criminal law. Of course, this is also
Okay.
public law. So don't worry about it. So public law, private law, and civil law. So
Mhm.
private law and civil law is the same thing. I will explain. Okay. Next
Okay.
paragraph. Private law.
Uh, Private law cases are dispute between non-state actors, such as an employer and employee and two motorists involved in a car accident, that are typically concerned with the payment of money from one party to another. Private law includes the law of contract, tort, property, spousal and child support, and wills and estates. Private law is sometimes referred to as a civil law. Thus,
Okay, so that's it. That's it. We have to remember public law. Public law is criminal law. Police can charge me. Police can charge public. Criminal law. Constitutional law. You see, this is called public law. Okay. Immigration law.
Mhm.
Individual versus a state.
Mhm.
Individual versus a state. Immigration law. Indigenous law. Administrative law. What is administrative law? Okay, you got it. This is public law. And private law,
Mm,
I owe you and I'm not returning the money. Contract,
okay.
tort, property. You make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. 6.2
Mm,
procedural and substantive law. Okay.
uh-huh.
This is a basic tenet. This is a basic tenet. Do not write. First try to understand.
Okay.
Procedural and substantive. I need to eye contact. I'm a paralegal. I'm a paralegal. Okay. Any issue with provincial court, provincial tribunal, look at my body language. Provincial tribunal versus
Versus federal.
नो फेडरल का मैं हमेशा इधर इशारा करता हूँ फेडरल इज राइट हियर
Okay.
ओके
Okay.
प्रोविंशियल ट्राइब्यूनल्स वर्सेस
Versus
डिड यू
state.
राइट
State.
डिड यू राइट
Yeah, I have written.
क्या आपने लिखा है डिड यू राइट
Yeah, provincial tribunal.
ओके लुक एट माय बॉडी लैंग्वेज माय लेफ्ट हैंड साइड प्रोविंशियल ट्राइब्यूनल वर्सेस फेडरल ट्राइब्यूनल्स कैन यू राइट इट डाउन प्लीज फॉर मी आप लिख सकते हैं मेरे लिए प्लीज
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल. Provincial
If you don't
tribunal.
understand my English, please let me know. There was a communication problem. Just let me know, please.
No, no, sir, everything
Okay?
is okay. Provincial
No, no,
tribunal
no, no.
versus
Provincial versus
federal
what is federal? Provincial
tribunal.
tribunal versus
Federal tribunal.
federal tribunals. Provincial
Yeah.
tribunals versus federal tribunals. If
Mm-hmm.
matter is contract, tort, property, spousal, child support payment, wills and estate, this gonna go to maybe provincial tribunals, maybe federal tribunals. Example,
Okay.
immigration board
Mm-hmm.
under federal tribunals.
ठीक है.
Immigration board gonna fall under okay, federal. So if you are
Federal.
unhappy with the decision of provincial tribunals or federal tribunals, as a paralegal, we have a right to go to the court for judicial review. So
Yes.
there are two kind of judicial review: procedural fairness and
Okay.
substantive fairness.
Substantial law. Okay.
Okay. Did you study in while paralegal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Again. Okay. For example, my case is rejected immigration board. My case is rejected in immigration board. They refused deputation order. Now client came to my office, Mr. Chaudhary. You are a paralegal. Can you go to the court for judicial review against the admin body? First question, which court I'm gonna go to for judicial review?
Federal.
Federal court. Superior court of federal court under superior court. Federal court. Federal court.
Mm-hmm.
Judicial review. Judicial review mean they admin body did not follow the proper procedure
Mm-hmm.
or there was a substantive issues. I will
Okay.
explain. See my body language. Tribunals. Now I'm gonna go which court. Remember one thing. As a paralegal, can I go to the court, provincial court for judicial review? Can I go to the federal court for judicial review as a paralegal? I will explain, but we have to understand. Okay, as a paralegal, within my scope of practice or outside my practice.
So,
Make sense?
mhm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then, then of course, this is a basic tenet. Okay. So we have to remember. Now, a police charge someone. Charge sheet can be summary, can be indictable.
Type.
No, can be summary, can be indictable, or can no, can be summary conviction, can be indictable offenses, or can be hybrid offenses. We have to
Mm.
remember summary offenses.
Summary
What is the
offenses.
definition of summary offenses? Write it down. Everything is written in the book. Summary offenses mean punishment is fine is 5 years, or fine is $5,000, up to $5,000, or punishment is less than 2 years. 1 day less, 2 years, less than 2 years, or
ठीक है.
both. Okay, in the chart sheet, you will see, oh, police exam question, how? Police client came to my office. He is giving me a chart sheet. Oh, fine is $5,000. Okay,
That is
summary
summary matter.
offense. Or punishment is lesser day from 2 years, less than 2 years.
Mm.
Okay, summary. Okay, next question.
Okay.
Which code you gonna go?
Provincial tribunal.
Provincial tribunal. Next question, as a paralegal, within my scope of practice or
Yes.
outside my scope of practice? One.
No, it is. Okay.
Later on. First, I'm trying to build a structure. May be or may not be. Second, I'm a paralegal. I need to eye contact. I need to eye contact. I'm a paralegal. I'm a paralegal. Client came to my office with charge sheet. Oh, fine is more than 5,000. Fine is more than 5,000. You're gonna write fine is more than 5,000, not 5,000, more than 5,000. Punishment
Mm.
is 2 years or more. 2 years or more, indictable offense.
Indictable.
Okay. Client is charged for indictable offense. As a paralegal, within my scope of practice
No.
or outside the scope of practice.
Out
This
of
is
the
my
scope.
outside the scope of practice. Then you're gonna refer to lawyers,
Law.
not even a paralegal.
Yes, sir. ठीक है.
Okay, right, right. Okay.
Mhm.
Some offenses are summary offenses. Summary, indictable, and
Hybrid.
hybrid offenses. Hybrid offenses. Hybrid offenses mean maybe provincial code, maybe if
And
client is charged
count.
for hybrid offenses, punishment is summary conviction. Punishment
Okay.
is summary conviction, then we can handle this case. As a paralegal, can we handle? Of course, we can handle. Everything is written in the book. I'm trying to build a structure.
Okay.
I'm trying to build a structure.
Check, check.
As a paralegal, okay, makes sense. Again, I'm gonna explain. Okay, I'm a paralegal. I'm a paralegal. Client came to my office. First, client came to my office, PR, for the purpose of taking general inquiry. He is not even my prospective client. Number two,
Mm.
first contact with law firm, he became my prospective client.
Perfect. Client.
Number three, first contact with law firm and disclose his confidential information. Lawyer client relationship exist.
Check, check.
Doesn't matter prospective client, doesn't matter lawyer client relationship exist. First job is whether permissible scope of practice as a paralegal, because lawyer will not
Mhm.
gonna look at permissible scope of within my practice, within my scope. If not, decline to act. If yes, then conflict checking system. Number
Mm.
three, then identification,
Identification,
verification,
verification.
verification. Then
Mm.
fifth question. Okay,
Who
how
is the
can I
client?
help you?
Okay.
Okay, there was a dispute between contract. Oh, contract. Civil case. Okay, contract. Okay, contract. Okay, first contract. Contract issue. Contract mean, for example, contract issue, tort issue, property issue, spousal payment, child support payment issue. For example,
Private law.
one client, he owe you, he doesn't owe you. There was a contract. One is breaching the contract. Okay, no
Mm-hmm.
problem. First question, as a paralegal, first question is extremely important. As a paralegal, which tribunal I'm gonna go? Whether provincial tribunal or
Federal.
federal
Or
tribunal.
federal.
Federal
Yeah.
tribunal. I will explain which contract, tort, property, spousal, child support payment, wills, estate, civil law, always gonna go to uh, s- provincial tribunal. If
ठीक है.
sometime could be federal tribunal. There is a list. I will provide the list from the book. Now,
Okay.
now again, client came to my office. He said, Mr. Paralegal, I am unhappy with, you know what? I lose the case from provincial tribunal or I lose the case from federal tribunal. I lose the case from provincial tribunal. I lose the case from
Federal tribunal.
federal tribunal. What remedies available? Is a public law or what remedies available? Okay. Now I have to make a decision. Oh, you lose the case from provincial tribunal. You lose the case from provincial tribunal. I'm gonna go to the court. Which court? Provincial court for judicial
Provincial court.
review. For judicial
Okay.
review. If you're gonna lose the case from federal tribunal, I'm gonna go to the federal court
Federal
for
court.
judicial review.
Okay.
Okay. Next question as a paralegal. Can I take this particular case to provincial court for judicial review or federal court of judicial review? Whether this is my
Mm-hmm.
scope of practice. What is judicial
Provincial
review?
court.
Because admin
Okay.
body did not follow the proper procedure or
Okay.
substantive law. Two judicial review based on procedural ground and substantive ground. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
read 6.2.
6.2.
Hmm.
Procedural law and substantive law. The courtroom is the forum where judges apply legal rules to come to significant legal decisions, such as whether an accused is guilty of a crime or whether a person is liable for the damage caused by an accident. But even the process of reaching these legal decisions it itself subject to important legal rules. Law is the body of legal rules governing how cases are brought to court or before a tribunal, and how the various participants in the legal case, including the judge or tribunal members, the parties, their paralegals or lawyers, and the witnesses, may play their role. The fundamental purpose of procedural law is to ensure that whatever the outcome of a
So don't
legal
worry about it.
dispute.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so the next paragraph,
Procedural law may be distinguished from substantive law, which is the body of legal rules
substantive law.
that.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So this is
Mhm.
just I'm giving you idea. This I'm giving you idea. Then 6.3.
Mm.
Because this maximum 15 question, okay, 15 and 10 out of 15 would be PR.
Okay,
That's my experience. 10 out of 15 or 10 out of maximum 18 or minimum 10, 11 out of 18 question would be
yeah,
PR. So this is we will not gonna focus too much.
okay.
6.3.
Criminal law and civil law. Another commonly drawn distinction is between criminal law and civil law. Criminal in this context means not just the law set out in the criminal code, but also includes any federal or provincial laws that define offenses and provide for punishments resulting from convictions.
Conviction.
These.
Criminal law always punishment. Criminal law.
Okay,
Okay, but civil law and private law, there is no jail or there is no jail. Basically, there is no
there is
punishment. Jail.
monetary. There is
Yeah,
monetary.
monetary. Yeah, yeah. Civil can be monetary. Civil is, of course, even monetary. Criminal law is not monetary.
It is
Civil
always for
law,
conviction.
monetary mean I and you, we have a contract and you break the contract. I lose $1,000 or $100,000 only because of you uh, uh, break the contract. So
Hmm.
monetary, I can go to the court, monetary
Okay,
compensation. But criminal law, there is no only
punishment, conviction,
punishment. Punishment, there is a fine. Fine gonna go to the government.
court. Yes.
Court, government gonna collect the fine, not private. Okay, keep reading.
These latter laws are usually called quasi-criminal or penal to distinguish them from true crimes, which are always federal criminal and quasi-criminal law, is characterized by the seriousness of the consequences. A conviction can result in the loss of individual liberty, which is the most severe punishment known to Canadian law, and by a strong emphasis on the procedural rights of the accused. As a general rule, the Crown
Always
prosecutes.
break down. No,
Mhm.
you will not gonna continue.
Okay.
I beg to say that I am so I cannot come to school. Can't live, no, 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 no. You have to stop, full
Okay.
stop, take a break, try to understand. Then, as a general rule, how you gonna read? You are reading procedural rights of the accused as a general rule. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
Right? Procedural rights of the accused. Okay, take a break. As a general rule, Crown prosecutor, criminal and quasi-criminal cases bear the burden of proving that the accused is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt.
What is important beyond the reasonable doubt? In criminal cases, Crown will, okay, for example, client came to my office, he gonna provide me charge sheet. First, as a paralegal, I have to look at this charge sheet is summary conviction,
Indictable
summary
offense.
charges, indictable offense,
Indictable
or hybrid
and high
offense.
fee. Okay.
Whether within my jurisdiction, which court, whether provincial court or federal court. See,
Federal court.
so criminal case is right here. Judicial ways, provincial courts are here. So police gonna
Mhm.
charge, right? Okay. Now charge sheet. Okay. Now charge sheet. Now court is there. I'm a prosecutor. I'm a paralegal.
Paralegal.
Right here is a crown prosecutor.
Mhm.
Crown prosecutor. Whatever Crown will prove, he's my client. Maybe summary conviction client, or maybe uh,
Hi- Indictable.
ना
No.
indictable में तो
Indictable.
जा ही नहीं ना सकते मेरे भाई
Hybrid.
because hybrid offenses. So doesn't matter summary, doesn't matter hybrid, doesn't matter
Indictable.
Indictable, no indictable,
Indicted.
indict,
Okay. Indictable.
indictable. Doesn't
Indictable.
matter. So Crown has to prove beyond the reasonable doubt that actus reus is present, mens rea is present, factual causation and legal causation. Four things Crown will prove beyond the reasonable doubt.
Okay.
I'm a defense paralegal. I have to file a defense based on balance of probability. Beyond the reasonable doubt mean 100% or 90% and above. Beyond the reasonable
Mm.
doubt, 100%. I have to file a defense for my client as a paralegal based on balance of probability. You can write it down based on balance of probability. Okay, Crown will prove beyond the reasonable doubt for my client that his actus rea, mens rea, whether he is a guilty mind, factual causation and legal causation. I will let you know in later classes.
Okay.
Once Crown will prove beyond the reasonable doubt, then I have to file a defense.
Balance of probabilities.
Defense based on balance of probability.
Mm.
Police will always charge on reasonable grounds. Police will always charge based on reasonable grounds. Mean
Reasonable
50
doubt.
plus chances they will charge. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. Then read civil law dispute.
Civil law disputes relate to property, contract, torts, licensing, non-contractual obligations.
Whatever you are reading, we have to highlight is
Yeah.
very important points. Very important points.
Yeah. And similar matters. Parties to civil law dispute tend to be private persons
So
or
next, no, then
corporations.
after 5, 6 lines, the most common remedy sought in
Okay, the most
after five,
common remedy
yeah.
sought in civil law cases is an award of monetary damages.
Monetary damages, highlight
Damages.
monetary, civil, cut civil remedy, monetary
Mhm.
damages. Civil remedy mean you break the contract, so now you have to give me $100,000 because
Okay,
of break the contract. You did not honor the contract. So give
okay,
me monetary damages. But if police gonna charge me, there is no monetary damages.
ठीक.
Judge gonna say you have to give, oh, Mr. Chaudhary was charged under any offenses, fine is $100,000. Jail is three
Mhm.
years. So hundred thousand
Mm.
dollar gonna go to is the debt of the
Court.
crown. Debt of the not court, debt of the
Mm.
crown.
Okay.
सर वो जो गवर्नमेंट के अंडर द सुपरविजन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. So there is
Uh-huh.
no monetary damages. Okay, keep reading, please. Less
Uh,
serious.
civil dispute, Civil disputes do not involve the serious consequences of criminal disputes. That is, they do not result in imprisonment or a civil or a criminal record. Nor are the procedural rights in a civil dispute as stringent as those found in criminal law. A plaintiff in a civil dispute must only prove his or her case on a balance of
It's
probabilities.
very important. Okay, civil dispute, balance of probability. For example, Nathan
Okay.
bhai, I had a contract with you. I have a I have a contract with you. You are not honoring that contract. You are trying
Mm.
to break the contract. I'm gonna go to the first contract issue, whether first step, which tribunal, provincial tribunal or federal tribunal.
Pattern.
If you're gonna
Mhm.
lose a case from provincial tribunal or very first step, or if you're gonna lose a case from federal tribunal, then which court? Provincial court or federal court? Okay. Then next, whether within the scope of paralegal activities or outside the area of paralegal practice. We have to remember a lot of questions gonna come from like this.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Now I'm in the court, plaintiff and defendant. So I will prove based on balance of probability you breach the contract.
Mm.
And you have to defend yourself based on balance of probability you did not breach. So, but I have to prove and I have to
Uh,
prove based on balance of probability. Make sense? Okay.
okay.
So number seven, don't worry about it. 7.1. Okay, provincial appointed court.
Provincially
Read just
appointed court.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So
Okay.
don't worry about it. Read first, second, third, fourth paragraph.
Provincial courts are
Yeah.
the trial courts for most criminal prosecutions, including summary conviction
Highlight.
offenses. You
Okay, client was charged under summary conviction offenses. Okay, now summary conviction offenses. There are four options. You're gonna go to provincial tribunal, you're gonna go to the federal tribunal, you're gonna go to the provincial court, you're gonna go to the federal tribunal. So whether this is a law's permissible scope of practice or this is the outside the paralegal
the
practice. See,
yeah.
so
Okay.
now we have to, oh, summary conviction. Examiner will not gonna write summary conviction. He gonna write client came to your office, he was charged, fine was up to $5,000 or punishment was less than 2 years
Then two.
or both. Client came to my office. Now you have to go to where? First, provincial tribunal. Second, federal tribunal. Third, provincial court.
Provincial
Fourth,
court.
superior court. Whether within your jurisdiction or outside of your jurisdiction. Instead of provincial conviction, instead of summary conviction, a indictable conviction,
Hmm.
then decline to act. This is not my permissible scope of practice. Make sense?
Okay.
First, I'm trying to build a structure. First, I'm gonna build a structure for you. Whenever you're gonna read within the structure. Do not departure from the structure, then read. What is structure? Structure is I'm a paralegal. First question within my scope of practice or outside the scope of practice. For example, client came to my office. He was charged under indictable offense. Declined to act. Outside my practice. Summary
Hmm.
conviction. Yes, within my scope. Now criminal charges. Can I go to provincial court, provincial tribunal, uh, federal tribunals, provincial court, superior court? We have to remember. Make sense?
Yes.
This is our okay, police. Now, public law. This okay, judicial review public law. Okay. For example, you are fired from the job. You are fired from the job. You are an insurance agent working real estate agent. You are real estate agent. So, okay, or you are a paralegal. So your license has been suspended from Law Society of Ontario. Okay, so you're gonna go which court, which provincial tribunal. Law Society itself is a tribunal. You're gonna go Law Society. They have a tribunals. You're gonna
Okay.
go reinstate my license, provincial, because laws paralegal govern under provincial government. Lawyers govern under provincial government. Okay, if immigration issue,
Then federal.
federal tribunals.
Hmm.
If case is rejected from federal tribunals, then as a paralegal, your duty. Now client came to your office, he was declined from federal court of federal tribunal,
Tribunal.
federal tribunal. Example, uh, deputation order. Now as a paralegal, he came to my office. Now I have to go to the court for judicial review. Whether as a paralegal, can I go to the federal court for judicial review? Yes or no?
No.
I will teach you step by step. Maybe yes, maybe no. So this is a basic legal structure. Okay. Again, you're gonna read provincial courts are the trial courts for
Most criminal procedures, including summary conviction offenses, youth offenses, and some, but not all, indictable offenses,
indictable,
as well
not
as
indictable, indictable.
indictable, as well as for all provincial offenses such as highway traffic violation and regulatory prosecutions. Example, occupational health and safety offenses and environmental offenses. They
These
do
are
not
all
hear
gonna go to provincial courts, not provincial tribunals, not federal tribunals. It's gonna go to provincial courts. So
courts.
four options: provincial tribunal, federal tribunals, provincial court, federal court.
Okay. They do not hear jury trials, or trials of the most serious indictable offenses such as murder, Provincial
Murder.
court also.
So
Mhm.
the client came to your office for murder charges. This is an indictable offense. Can he
Mm.
accept as a paralegal?
No.
Can he accept as a lawyer?
Yes.
Of course, yes. Yes.
Provincial court also perform other functions in the criminal justice system, such as authorizing search warrant and arrest warrants and conducting preliminary
Highlight. Provincial courts perform the function as a criminal justice such as the search warrant and arrest warrant and conducting preliminary inquiry to determine whether there is a sufficient evidence for an accused to stand trial for the indictable offense. It's little important, little important. For example, police have a power. Police, for example, police can enter into my home. New situation, new situation. Police can enter into my home with warrant and
search warrant.
without warrant.
Okay, without
Okay.
warrant.
So without warrant in emergency situation, police can enter into my home without warrant at in emergency situation 24/7 because there is imminent threat. For example,
Okay,
if I'm gonna slap to my wife, punch to my wife, she gonna call 911. My husband slapped me. Right away they're gonna come. If I'm not gonna open the door, I'm not gonna open the door. I'm not gonna open the door. They're gonna break the door
in
and
the door.
enter into my
Okay.
home without warrant. But if there is no serious emergency, there is no serious emergency, then police, there is some suspicious activities which is not imminent threat. Then police, as a paralegal, we have to remember, police came to your office. Police came to my office. He said, I need to take search warrant against that individual. Which court we gonna go?
Uh, it will be going through the provincial court.
Provincial court. Provincial court also perform other function in the criminal justice system such as authorizing search warrant. Who would
Mm.
authorize search warrant? Provincial court. And arrest
Provincial court
warrant and conducting a preliminary inquiry. So provincial
inquiries.
court will conduct preliminary inquiry.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, next.
In addition to their role in criminal and penal justice, provincial courts also decide many kinds of family law disputes, including cases relating to spousal and child support and child protection proceedings. Provincial court do not, however, hear divorce cases.
Very important. So who will hear divorce cases?
That means federal court.
Federal court. Exactly. See, structure. Play within the structure. Play within the structure. Of course, provincial court, okay, then of course, then federal court, okay, okay, provincial tribunals. Example, provincial tribunals, okay, provincial tribunals versus federal tribunals. If you are unhappy with the provincial tribunals, you can go to the provincial court because
Mm.
courts are supervisor of tribunals.
Tribunals.
Tribunals. Okay. So I can go to the if I am unhappy with the provincial tribunals, I can go to the court for judicial review uh, against admin body based on procedural grounds and substantive grounds. Provincial court. If I am unhappy with federal tribunals, I will go to the federal court for
With the
judicial review
substan-
based on procedural grounds and substantive grounds. Okay,
substantial.
provincial tribunals. Can you read second
There
paragraph?
are examples.
Yeah.
Okay. Example of administrative tribunal in Ontario include the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario, which
Highlight
hears
whatever you're gonna
which
read, highlight. Everyone gonna highlight.
yeah,
Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario,
which
Ontario
hears
Labor
and
Relation
decides
Board. Just hold on.
application under the Human
Just
Rights
can
Court.
you please hold on, can you please stop for me? Ontario Labor Relation Board, Health Service Appeal and Review Board. See, next one is Law Society Tribunals. All gonna fall under
Professional conduct of lawyers.
all
All provincial tribunals are subject to
Ontario,
supervision
under
by
Ontario.
under Ontario. Okay.
Ontario. So it means Ontario Tribunal. Law Society Tribunal. Law Society itself is a tribunal.
Mm-hmm.
Immigration board is a tribunal. Landlord tenant board is a tribunal. Human rights tribunals. Labor board tribunals. Immigration board is a tribunals. Okay, board. These are board. Maybe provincial tribunals, maybe federal tribunals. We have to remember, oh, it will, this is a provincial tribunal, this is a federal tribunals. As a paralegal, can he appear before the provincial tribunal? As a paralegal, can he appear before the federal tribunals? If
Yes.
client is unhappy with provincial board or federal board, then we have to go to the provincial court for judicial review or federal court for judicial review. As a paralegal, can I take this case within my permissible scope of practice? Provincial or provincial court or superior court, federal court. Superior federal court is a okay.
Out of
Have to
each.
remember. Okay. All provincial tribunals. Can you read?
All provincial tribunals are subject to supervision and judicial review by provincial superior courts.
By
This means
provincial
that,
superior court. Yeah.
yeah,
So okay, all provincial tribunals are subject to superior and judicial review. How many judicial review? What is
judicial
judicial
review
review? Huh?
against the order of a federal tribunal
Provincial
or
tribunal
provincial
judicial
tribunal.
review is equal to procedure. Admin body did not follow the proper procedure or substantive. See, judicial review is 6.2. Procedural law, procedural grounds, and substantive grounds.
Yeah.
Judicial review, write it down. Judicial review is equal to procedural grounds and substantive grounds. Mean, for example, procedural grounds. For example, admin body, before you gonna make any decision against me, you have to follow the proper procedure. You have to give me a notice, discovery, there should be a sufficient time. Decision maker is not biased, it has to be unbiased. Hearing has to be open. A right to cross examine to all witness. I have a
Okay.
right to counsel, bring my own counsel. If you will violate my rights, for example, provincial court, I have three evidence in the provincial tribunals. There are three evidence they are using against me. In the disclosure document, there are three evidence against me. Then I have a right to cross-examine to all three witnesses. But
Yeah.
provincial government said no. Third witness is under the age of 18 years or third witness is vulnerable. You don't have a right to cross-examine. You don't have a right to cross-examine to witness third. So you don't have a right to cross-examine to the witness third. So you don't have a right to cross-examine to the witness third. So then I'm gonna go to the court. I'm gonna say then you have to exclude that witness. You have to exclude that witness because admin body did not follow the proper procedure or decision maker was biased. Hearing
Okay.
was not open for the public and violation of procedure fairness. Then violation of substantive fairness for judicial review is consistent to procedural. They did not follow the proper procedure or substantive. Substantive I will explain later. Make sense?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Keep reading.
This means that person who are aggrieved by a decision or action of a provincial tribunal may seek a remedy from a provincial superior court. There is a body of case law that creates rules for proper conduct of provincial administrative tribunals. Tribunals that do not comply with these rules may have their decisions uh,
Overturned by the court.
overturned by the
Yes,
courts.
because courts are supervisor of admin body.
Tribunal.
Who is the
Yeah.
supervisor of admin body? Canadian government, provincial government, or courts? Courts are. Who is the supervisor of roads? Who are supervisor on the road? Police officer
Okay.
are supervisor of the roads. Okay. Now federal appointed courts, provincial superior courts, and provincial courts of appeal. So you can read just one time for your own knowledge. Basically, you're gonna
Mhm.
read third paragraph. In Ontario,
Okay. In Ontario, there is a branch of the Superior Court called the Divisional Court that bears that hears appeals in from certain decisions of the Superior Court and from certain administrative tribunals. Additionally, it hears applications for judicial review of actions or decisions of provincial tribunals and provincial courts. Okay.
See, you got it.
Yes, sir.
First, I'm here to make a trying to make a structure. Structure is structure. This is a structure. Structure is provincial court versus superior court. Structure is provincial tribunal. आप मेरी गलती निकाला करें ना. If I'm gonna make a mistake, mistake. Provincial
Yeah.
tribunal. Look at my body language. I'm not gonna say courts. Courts is always there. Tribunals
Okay.
are always there. Police is always here. Look at my body
Okay.
language.
Mm-hmm.
So, so provincial tribunals structure is provincial tribunals versus
Federal tribunals.
federal tribunals. If you are unhappy with provincial tribunals, you're gonna go to the provincial court. If you are
Yes.
unhappy with the federal tribunals, you have to go to the federal court. As a
Yeah.
paralegal, can you take from the provincial tribunals to provincial court? Can you take the federal tribunals if you are on federal judicial review on federal grounds? There are two kind of judicial review. Admin body, I'm gonna tell to the judge, admin body did not follow the proper procedure. Proper procedure mean they did not provide me notice. They did not provide notice for hearing. You got
Mm.
it?
ठीक है.
For example, okay, so I start cross-examining. They use three witnesses against me. When I start right to cross-examine to the third witness, they stop me. It means they did not follow the proper procedure. Now,
Mm.
can you please uh, overturn the decision of provincial body or federal body? Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next paragraph is very important.
The small claims court is also a branch of a superior court, although this court is unique in that the judicial offenses of officers who preside. There are frequently deputy judges, lawyers appointed by the Superior Court itself with the approval of the Provincial Attorney General. Small Claims Court is less formal civil trial court that handles cases where the amount of money or value of the goods involved is now it is 50,000 or less.
50,000 or less. This is very important. As a paralegal, you can go to the court for court to small claim court up to $50,000. If amount
Yes.
is more than $50,000, maybe first of all 50,000 as a paralegal, your job is done. Okay, client came to my office. There was a dispute. I have to sue my other person. How much?
Mm.
60,000. Oh, this is not my jurisdiction. This is not my permissible scope of practice. Decline to act. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then next paragraph you're gonna read. Yeah,
The Court of Appeal. The
yeah.
Court of Appeal for Ontario is the province's highest court. It hears appeals from cases that can arise in all other levels of provincial court, including criminal cases, judicial review, civil actions, and regulatory proceedings. In some kinds of
Just for your
cases,
knowledge. This is just for knowledge. You're gonna read just for your knowledge. Okay, not
okay,
examination point of view, just for your knowledge. Okay,
okay.
makes sense?
So
Now
should I continue?
7.2.2. 7.2.2.
Okay. Federal courts. Parliament
Yes, please.
has established a system of federal courts to hear civil, non-criminal cases that arise under federal statute or that involve the federal government or its agencies. The federal court functions as a civil superior court that hears trials involving federal areas of law such as intellectual
Highlight
property law,
intellectual property case is always gonna go to federal tribunal or
okay,
federal courts.
competition law,
Competition law,
competition law,
federal court.
and litigation involving federal crown, corporation, or government departments.
Yeah.
So there are three types of cases: property law, competition law, and litigation involving federal crown, corporations, or
Yes.
government
Yeah.
departments.
Yes.
The federal court also hears appeals or judicial review application from certain federal administrative tribunals or decision makers such as Immigration Refugee Board of Canada. Appeals from the federal court go to the Federal Court of Appeal,
Good on you
which
got it.
also hear
So federal
cases
next
that come with
7.2.3. 7.2.3.
okay, federal tribunal.
Hmm.
Parliament has created a number of specialized federal boards and tribunals to deal with matter arising under particular federal statute. Example include the Competition Tribunal, which hears matters relating to the anti-competitive business practices, the Canadian Industrial Relations Board,
Highlight,
which
these are
hears
very
labor
important.
dispute arising of the federally regulated workplaces, and the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada, which determines the question arising under federal immigration law, including refugee determination. These federal tribunals are subject to judicial supervision by the federal courts. Okay.
So how many judicial review? Two. Procedural grounds
Yeah.
and
And substantive.
yeah. I don't know. One page is where is my one page? Okay. 55. Then chapter is done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You got it? So this chapter is done. Again, so from this whole subject, maximum 15 to 18 question or minimum
Okay.
10 out of 15 or minimum 10 out of 17, 18 gonna be
Correct.
PR.
Okay.
PR. Again, basic structure. Basic structure is okay. Provincial tribunals matter can
Federal tribunal.
which matter we have to make a list. Which offenses can go to provincial tribunals? Which offenses can go to federal
Federal.
tribunals?
Okay.
As a paralegal, can he appear before the provincial tribunals as a immigration? As a paralegal, can he go before the federal tribunals?
Federal.
Then provincial, then as a paralegal, whether this is my permissible scope of practice. Provincial court, can he go to the court for judicial review? As a paralegal, can he go? Whether federal court, can he go? Criminal law, police will charge my client. There are three kind of charge sheet: summary, hybrid, and indictable. So what is difference between summary is fine up to $5,000 or
And less than 2 years.
and less than a 2 years or both.
Mm.
Okay. Indictable offense 2 years or more and more than 5,000. Okay. Or third one is
Punishment is less. Punishment is
yeah
less than 2 years, and fine is
summary.
more.
Yeah, then hybrid offense. Hybrid offense punishment is depend on the crown prosecutor. He gonna take to summary conviction. He gonna take if summary conviction as a paralegal we can go. If indictable conviction
Then we
outside
cannot.
the area of practice.
Mm. Okay.
And police will charge based on balance of probability. Oh no, based on reasonable grounds.
Reason out of.
50 plus. But Crown has to prove beyond the reasonable doubt that my client accuracy is present, my memory is present, factual causation, legal causation, I will explain. And as a defense paralegal, I have to file a
Balance
defense
of
based on
probability.
balance of probability. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, chapter 17, the division of power, division of legislative power. Okay. 1867, Constitution Act 1867, division of power. Federal government, I need eye contact, division of power between federal government and the provincial government, or federal government has a different department. Example, federal government has power to make law in relation to peace, order and good government. POG, peace, order and good government. Okay. Federal government has power to make law in relation to trade and commerce. What is trade and commerce? I will explain now. Federal government has power to make law in relation to criminal matters.
Okay.
Okay. Some matters gonna fall under provincial government. So we have to remember some already established, some we have to make a decision. For example, mixing. There is a mixing. Mixing is federal government can make law in relation to criminal matters. Federal government.
Okay.
See, federal government versus provincial government. Okay, so this is a structure. So federal government can make law in relation to criminal matters. Okay, but same time provincial government also can make law in provincial matters. What is difference? I will let you know. Make sense?
Okay. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
peace, order, and good government. What is peace, order, and good government? Okay, okay. Can you read?
Section, yeah, Section 91 of the Constitution Act 1867 authorizes Parliament to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of Canada in relation to all matters not coming within the classes of subject by this act assigned exclusively to the legislatures of the provinces. This residual grant of legislative power to Parliament is known as a fog 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 power. It is available to authorize federal legislation in three
Okay,
circumstances.
for example, if okay, all good person in relation to all matters not coming within the class of such by this act assigned exclusive to legislative provincial. For example, po- just cut, copy, paste mean memorize. Memorize mean this legislation. For example, introduce driverless car in Canada. So that was not mentioned in 1867. But still, no one is making a law. Provincial government is not making a law. Lot of accidents happen. Whether exclusive power, provincial government is making a law, then under provincial government. If provincial government is not making a law, automatically fall is gonna fall under POG.
Uh, uh,
So basically,
Fog,
POG is three. One is emergency. Emergency mean
national
example
emergency.
COVID. COVID.
Hmm. Okay.
A COVID. Any issue, federal government can make law in relation to POG under emergency. Emergency act has to federal government can declare emergency at its own will. Clear cut. Federal government can make law in relation to emergency at his own will, or you
Okay.
cannot challenge federal government. You cannot go to the court because that have his own will. Unless there
Mm.
is only one challenge, act has to be temporary because emergency is
Oh.
always temporary, not
Mm.
permanent. Write it down. Act has to be temporary. For example, COVID, COVID. So 10 or more people cannot get together party up to 1 year. 1 year is a limitation. Or unlimited time. Unlimited time. No, 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 no. You should mention 1 year, or after the 1 year, maybe we can extend. That there should be a time limit.
Emergency. Okay. Time
Yeah,
limit.
emergencies, there is a time limit. Give us time limit. If you will not gonna give us time limit, then federal government cannot declare emergency. Although federal government can declare emergency at its own will, but only one limitation, act has to be temporary. Temporary.
Temporary.
For 1 year, for 2 years, for 5 years.
There should be a specific time period. It
Yeah,
can be
specific time.
again opened. ठीक.
Yeah. Number two, gap. Gap.
Yes.
Gap mean any matter is not fall under provincial government or federal government. Any matter will not gonna fall under provincial government, under federal government. Cut, copy, paste, memorize is gonna fall under gap. Make sense?
ठीक है. Yes, sir.
You can make a notes, or for example, Quebec versus Ontario. Quebec versus Ontario. There is a in between Quebec
Yeah.
versus Ontario. Quebec
There is a gap.
saying this is not under my jurisdiction. Ontario is saying this matter is not under my jurisdiction. Okay, so then it's gonna fall under gap between two provinces. Then automatically under peace, order, and good government, gap,
Okay.
POG
Understand.
under gap.
ठीक है
Federal
sir.
government say,
समझ.
I have to take care of this. For example, you have two children. Okay, you have two children. One is not taking responsibility. Who will close the door middle of the night? Other child is not taking the responsibility. Then I'm gonna say, okay, no problem. There is a gap between two provinces, two children. This matter I have to supervise under peace, order, and a good government under gap branch. Or uncertainty between two provinces. Uncertainty. Fighting.
ठीक.
For example, you are not taking measurement. For example, doing some aeronautics experience, some I mean explosive experience, which gonna go to the another provinces. They are uncertainty, fighting on one matter. Not take one province is doing extra, not taking preventative measurement, and rest of the residents are getting upset because of this province
Hmm.
fighting, not cooperating with each other. Then that matter gonna fall under gap, and they're gonna take to the under peace, order, and good government. Fall under gap.
ठीक है.
Then national concern, don't worry about national concern. National concern is provincial inability test. I will explain.
Okay.
Got it?
ठीक है. Yes, sir.
Trade and commerce. Okay. Trade and commerce. Federal government has power to make law in relation to trade and commerce. If there are five, federal government will establish there are 5 points. If federal government gonna establish 5 point, matter always gonna fall under trade and commerce. Okay, trade and commerce. Can you read?
Yes, sir. Subsection 91(2) of Constitution Act 1867 empowers Parliament to make laws in relation to the regulation of trade and commerce. On its face, this provision seems to authorize a broad range of economic regulation. In practice, it has been subject to extremely restrictive judicial interpretation. The trade and commerce power has been held not to permit Parliament to
So
regulate
don't worry
a
about it. Last couple of
particular.
line in determining, last 5, 6 line in determining
Okay.
whether a law fall within
In, ter- in determining whether a law falls within this later power over general trade and commerce, a court will look at five indication indica artic- articulated by the Supreme Court of Canada
there
in
was a
General
case.
Motor versus of Canada
If
Limited versus City
five things
National
are
Railway.
established, there are we have 5 things are established, it gonna fall under federal government. Federal government, there was a general regulatory scheme, mean general regulatory scheme. Oversight of regulatory agency mean there was a general regulatory scheme. For example, some department is
Uh-huh.
insurance department. For example, railway. There is a
Okay.
railway department. There was a regulatory scheme. Okay, railway. Regulatory scheme is railway or immigration board. There was a regulatory scheme, right? A regulatory scheme and oversight of regulatory agencies. Some people are working. Don't worry about. Third point is very important, very extremely important. Third point, very
Whether the
extremely
legislation Okay, whether the legislation is concerned with trade as a whole rather than with the particular
particular
industry.
industry. I'll give you example of particular industry. Particular industry always gonna fall under
Mm, Federal,
again read it.
whether the legislation is concerned with
Federal
the with
legislation is concerned with trade as a whole.
mm,
Uh-huh.
uh, rather than with the particular industry.
So what the if there is a particular industry, it's gonna fall under federal government or provincial government
It will fall under provincial also.
because of
Because-
particular industry. I'll give you
Yes.
example.
Mm.
Tim Horton coffee is a particular industry or is a general industry.
It can be a journal.
It can be a general. Okay. All coffees can be Tim Horton, can be Second Cup, can be Starbucks, can be private coffee. So what do you think? Tim Horton is a particular industry or is a general industry?
Particular industry, Tim Horton.
Particular industry. Always gonna fall under
Okay. That means under provincial.
under provincial. If general industry, for example, Apple phone.
Mm.
Federal government is trying to make a law over Apple phone. Apple phone is general industry or specific industry?
It is a specific.
Of course, specific industry. All electronics और all cell phones doesn't matter under मुझे तो नाम भी नहीं आते क्या कौन से हैं
सैमसंग, कुछ भी
सैमसंग
सैमसंग,
और
एप्पल,
iPhone,
रियलमी,
Apple or
आईफोन.
flaunting. So potato, federal government is trying to make a law over potato industry. Potato is a general industry or is a specific industry?
It will be specific because
Potato.
potato.
All vegetables.
Then it is a uh, entire, you can say that it's
General,
all covered, general.
general versus specific.
Hmm.
See, provincial tribunal versus federal tribunal,
Federal,
provincial court versus federal
federal,
courts. Make sense? Same
yeah,
thing, particular industries versus general industry.
general.
General industry always gonna fall under,
That provincial,
okay, read it
general.
again. General industry always gonna fall under property, under provincial.
No,
Can you read
federal,
again?
federal,
Federal. Write it down. General industry for potato is a specific industry. It's gonna fall under property. Apple phone gonna fall under particular industry. Okay. So potato is specific industry. All vegetables, general industry. Potato is a specific industry. Apple phone is a specific. All cellular cell phone, general industry. General industry always gonna fall under
federal,
federal. Specific industry is gonna fall under.
provincial.
That's it. This is done.
Fourth, whether the legislation is of
Don't worry
such
about
a
it.
nature.
Don't worry about it. Then
Okay.
3.3 criminal law. I'm telling you, we have to do specific study. What people they do mistakes, keep reading, keep reading. First of all, uh, they don't have any structure. They
Structure.
don't have, just keep reading, keep reading, keep reading without any structure, without any planning.
Mm,
Then 100%,
yeah.
not even 100%, 90%, close to impossible to pass the exam. First, you have to
Yes.
build a structure. Whenever you're gonna read within the structure. Okay. Criminal law. So criminal
Uh,
law is very important subject, criminal law. Federal government can make law in the relation to criminal matters. Same time,
mhm.
provincial government is also make law, can also make a law in relation to property and civil rights, criminal law. So I will let you
Okay.
know. Main power is criminal law. If
Mm,
there are three P, prohibition, penalty, and the public purpose. Prohibition, penalty, and public purpose.
okay.
Okay. Can you read? First
Yeah.
paragraph is, okay, just hold on. Okay, keep reading first paragraph.
Parliament has exclusive jurisdiction to legislate in respect of criminal law and procedure under section
Don't
9127.
don't read section.
Okay, of the Constitution Act 1867. This power is relatively uncontentious in relation to the criminal code, which codifies historical common law crimes such as murder, robbery, and assault. However,
So
the
see
criminal
criminal
code,
code. This is a criminal code.
yeah,
Okay.
criminal code is not the only exercise of the federal criminal law power. Federal laws respecting gun control, tobacco marketing, illicit drugs, and environmental pollution have all been upheld under the criminal law power, as have provisions of a federal act prohibiting human cloning and human genetic
Okay.
engineering.
Just remember one thing, because if you are outside of paralegal practice, question very less question. Question
Mhm.
will come. I mean, I'm just whatever. Okay. So you got it. So first, federal government can make law in relation to POG, peace, order, and good government. First, peace, order, and good government is act has to be a temporary emergency. Federal government can make law. They can declare emergency, and no one cannot challenge unless there is only one limitation. Limitation is
Mm.
act has to be temporary. 5 years
Yes.
after that, that's it, or 3 years.
Okay.
Okay. Then number two, under the
Gap.
gap, second branch is gap. Gap between two provinces. One
Mm.
province is not taking responsibility for this one, and other province is not taking the responsibility for this one. So this gonna
Then
fall
they have
under
to do.
gap, or not mentioned in provincial laws, not mentioned in federal law, is gonna go. Or uncertainty, fight, not cooperative each other, gap. Third one is national concern, don't worry about it. Then the second one is trade and commerce. There was a regulatory scheme. There is a some department. Oversight of regulatory agency means someone is working on that department. Immigration board is a regulatory scheme. There was a there was a decision maker on immigration board. Main
Sir,
important.
sir, एक मिनट. Sorry.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
So trade and commerce, if industry is a general industry, always gonna fall under
Uh, General industry federal,
federal. If particular industry,
provincial.
provincial. देखें मेरी body language. और third one is criminal.
Mhm.
Criminal. Three P's: prohibition, penalty, public, purely public
Yeah.
purpose. Okay, purely public purpose. Always criminal. Okay, read next paragraph. Three P's.
In order in order to be valid under the criminal law power, a federal law must contain a prohibition backed by a penalty for a criminal law purpose. In reference, validity of Section 5A, Dairy Industry Act, such as uh, margarine.
Margarine reference.
Reference.
Next पढ़ें. Peace, public peace, order,
Okay.
security, health,
Public peace.
morality.
Okay. Public peace, order, security, health, morality. These are the ordinary, though not exclusive ends served by criminal law. Parliament's
Yeah,
authority
this is
to.
sufficient. This is sufficient. That's it. Okay. We
Okay.
have to remember. Criminal law under federal government. So trade and commerce. No, peace, order, and good government. There are three branches. Is gonna fall under POG. Trade and commerce. Industry is specific. Property and civil right. Industry is general. Always gonna fall under trade and commerce.
Federal.
Then criminal law. Prohibition, penalty, public purpose. Public purpose mean
Public.
I will kill you tomorrow. If right now
Okay.
I'm gonna give you call, you know what, Nathan? Tomorrow I'm gonna
Mhm.
slap you. Purely public purpose. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So now same thing 3.4 Indians and land reserve for Indians.
Hmm.
Always gonna fall under federal government.
Okay.
Federal, yeah. Head of Power Authorized Indian Act. Federal government. Federal government can make law. Okay?
Should I?
Then
Okay.
3.5, you're gonna read inter-provincial or intra-transport communication. Just read 3.5 one
Okay.
time. That's it.
Transportation and communication undertaking.
That's it.
Example,
That's it.
railway.
Main important is property and civil rights. Provincial means property and civil rights. Number four, some
Okay.
provincial power, property and civil rights.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Property and civil rights. Okay.
Yes.
Subsection 92.13 of the Constitution Act gives the provincial legislature exclusive authority to make laws in relation to property and civil rights in the province. This extremely broad head of power encompasses the law not just of real and personal
अब
property.
highlight करें सब highlight real property and personal property. Real property, this is my house. This is a real property. Cottage
Okay.
property is a real property. Cottage
Mm-hmm.
property or residential property is a real property. Property,
Okay.
right? Okay. Contract,
Then
tort,
contract,
labor
tort,
relation,
but
workplace
also a
standard,
labor
all
work
gonna
rate.
fall under is extremely important.
Okay. Insurance, the regulation of trade and professions, child protection, division of family property, child and spousal support, adoption and guardianship, consumer protection, capital market regulation, social assistance and
That's
welfare
it. That's
spread
it.
of
This is,
trade.
you got it. Wills and till wills and estate. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
these gonna fall under property and civil rights. We gonna
Property.
make a list which matter gonna fall under federal, which fall under property and civil rights.
Province.
Health.
Yeah.
Okay, health is one, two, okay, again under federal government, but some provincial government. Only, okay, read one, two, three, four, five, six, seventh, seventh line. However, it is However, one, two, three, four, five, six line from the end. However, it is the provinces that have priority jurisdiction over health.
1 minute,
Hospitals,
sir. Mm-hmm.
देखिए hospitals, seventh, eighth hospitals
Yeah.
and health insurance, health professionals
Health
such as
professionals
physicians,
such as
nurses,
physician, nurses,
doctor-patient
and the
relationship.
doctor-patient relationship.
Yes,
Every province has legislated its own health insurance plan to cover the cost of medically
that
necessary physician
that's
and
it.
hospital services. Okay.
That's it. That's it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, municipalities, just don't worry about it. Then read just
Mm-hmm.
one time, one time, one time. You will understand.
Which one,
Number
sir?
five,
Okay.
judicial review on
Judicial
federal
review.
grounds.
Okay. In a federal
Okay.
system, in which
Yeah.
legislative authority is divided between two levels of government, each exercising exclusive jurisdiction within its respective sphere. It is inevitable that disputes will arise as to whether a level of government has acted within its constitutional authority or has instead trenched on an exclusive law-making authority of the other level. A
Two
related
level of
issue.
government. Okay. Judicial review on federal grounds.
Mhm.
Judicial review. Provincial court, we're gonna go to if I am unhappy with the decision of the provincial tribunal, I'm gonna go to the court for judicial review, with the provincial court. If I am
Mhm.
unhappy with the decision of the federal tribunals, I have to go to the court for judicial review
Federal court.
for federal court. So,
Yeah.
as a paralegal, can he appear for judicial review in federal grounds? As a paralegal, can he go to the provincial court for paralegal? And which
Yes.
jurisdiction under the, I will explain each and everything.
Okay.
You are trying to understand?
Yes, sir.
ओके, ठीक है। ये इसको बस इसको आगे पढ़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं है।
Okay.
Okay, don't worry about pith and substance analysis. Don't worry about it. It's not your limits. B is not your limits. C is not your limits. Interjurisdictional immunity, federal paramount. C is. I can teach. Okay, I can teach these things. Uh, are you learning?
Yes, sir.
Again in regular class, this is today. This is good. Today this is good. Okay,
Okay.
now again I will okay, in next class again I'm gonna teach first two chapters along with chapter 18.
Okay.
Next class gonna be my regular class. Okay, next class gonna be my regular class. Okay, people are not sincere. I don't know why. It's okay, it's not a big deal. We have a plan. If you will register with us for July exam, we're gonna take 1000 plus HST and make a two
Okay.
installment. Okay, 1000.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, you're gonna write in November. If you will not gonna be registered with us for July exam, if you're gonna register after the July exam, you have to give us 1500 plus HST, then two installments. 750 plus
Okay.
HST, 750 HST. Again, if you're gonna, doesn't matter, you're gonna write in July, doesn't matter, you're gonna write in November. If you're gonna register with us for now, okay, before the July exam, doesn't matter, you're gonna write in November.
Okay.
So,
Understood, sir.
okay, yeah. And I'm gonna give you a lot of incentive if you're gonna join my live classes for sure.
Sure,
Live
sir. Sure.
classes.
Definitely, I will.
Yeah. Okay. So again, once again, I need your eye contact. Now, just just 15 more minute. Okay. I'm a paralegal. I'm
Mm.
a paralegal.
Yeah.
Client came to my office for the purpose of general inquiry. He is not even my prospective client.
Perfect.
Client came to my office for uh, purpose of taking legal advice. First contact with law firm, he
Perfect.
became my prospective client. Doesn't
Yes.
matter, he first contact with law firm and disclose his confidential information, lawyer client relationship exists. First
Yes,
contact,
sir.
example of first contact, drop the envelope
Perfect.
early in the
Yeah.
morning. Oh, Your name is Nathan, pro- uh, prospective client. Nathan, criminal case, lawyer client relationship exists. Left a message, email, WhatsApp message, any kind of stuff. Prospect. Okay, then my first job as a paralegal, permissible scope of practice.
Yeah.
Yes, this is under my practice. Under my practice. Yes, I will handle this case. Then conflict checking system. If there
Mm.
is a conflict, maybe if there is a conflict, you can refer another paralegal or another lawyer. Okay, if there is a if not conflict, identification of yourself, verification of yourself. These are all PR. After the verification, what is your case? Case is any kind of case. Okay, police charge you. Of course, police charge me. My first job was within my jurisdiction. Within my
Yeah.
jurisdiction, it means okay, police charge you must be summary conviction
Conviction.
or must be because I already check within my scope of practice. Exclusive within my scope of practice, summary conviction and hybrid offense.
Indicted. Hybrid offense.
No, no, indictable, not under my jurisdiction.
Hybrid. Okay,
Hybrid
hybrid.
offense, where punishment is summary conviction.
Mm.
Okay. If indictable offense, outside my jurisdiction.
Yes.
Make
Okay.
sense? This is PR. Okay. Now my fees is $1,000. My fees is $1,000. If you my fees is $1,000, retainer agreement, $1,000 with your signature. That's it. Now you're gonna give me a $1,000 in front of my table and leave my office after retainer agreement. When to deposit to the trust account? In next classes, you will understand. Okay, maybe today must be next banking day. Then I'm gonna come back to my office, which books I have to maintain. Then start working on the client file. Start working
Okay.
on the client file. Okay. But I realize, oh my God, there was a illegal documents and there is a illegal documents. What will I do? First, I have to make an inquiry from my client. Hey, look like illegal documents, fake documents is not genuine documents. Can you give me a clarification? If I was convinced, continue. If I was not convinced and he hang up the call,
Withdraw.
then being a
Withdraw.
paralegal, of course, I have to withdraw because of serious loss of confidence. My next job as a paralegal, at this time, if I'm gonna withdraw, it may prejudice to the client. If it may prejudice to the client, mean next week is a trial date. Then you're gonna go to the court, apply for adjournment. Next date, don't tell the reason because of serious loss of confidence. Judge, apply for I'm here, representative of my client as a paralegal. I have to file a motion. I'm not gonna tell the reason because i- all communication between me and the client are confidential and privileges. I'm not gonna explain, just defer. Then because I have to remove from the counsel. Crown prosecutor, I have to remove from the defense counsel. Registrar of the court, please can you remove my name as a counsel? That's it. Then you're gonna come to your office. You're gonna come to your office. Then client is right here. Client, I'm so sorry. There is a serious loss of confidence. Now, which documents I'm gonna present you? Non-engage or disengage?
Non-agreement. Non-agreement.
No, he already engaged me. Now disengage.
Okay. Listen.
Yeah. I will explain. I will explain later. Don't worry about it. Remember one thing. Once you will engage me, once you will engage me, or then second step is always disengage. Write it
Okay.
down. Doesn't matter in good terms or in bad terms. Doesn't matter serious loss. Once you engage me, now case is end because of serious loss of confidence or because of very good terms. Always disengage. Engage,
Disengage.
always disengage. Or engage or non-engage.
Mm.
Hey, you have two options. You can engage me. You don't want to engage me because of my fees is too high, then non-engage,
Non-engage. Okay.
non-retainer, non-retainer.
ठीक है.
Once you retain me, after that must be disengage. Doesn't matter in good terms or doesn't matter in
Bad terms.
bad terms. This is again very important points.
Okay.
Make sense? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, prejudice to the client. For example, real estate closing is not under your permissible scope of practice. Okay. Two or more client came to my office. Hold on, hold on. Everyone is talking. Who is my client? Oh, you are my client. He is not my client. Okay, make sure you are not my client. He is my client. Okay, okay. Then I have to take you to the private room. Excuse me, ma'am. How I'm gonna deal with your family member? Because your confidential information can be compromised with your family member. Are you comfortable? Comfortable? Then write into the retainer agreement.
हम्म.
He
ठीक
is
है.
just sitting down. That's it without any reason. No problem. You can sit down. Okay. And tell them he is my client. You are not my client. Now you have a communication problem. Who is this guy? A instruction agent. No problem. Identification, the same way, verification.
Verification.
My fees is $1,000. Oh, third person gonna give it to me. Identification and verification. Oh, all people are my client. Then I have to ask, oh, you all people are my client, then which rule applicable?
Engagement.
Huh? Which
Engagement.
rule applicable? More
Uh,
than one client.
joint. Joint.
Joint
Joint claim.
client. Joint client. A joint client with the three bullets. There are three
ठीक है.
bullets. Joint client is joint rule applicable with three bullets. Okay. So I realize, oh, while retaining, one of them is very sharp-minded, one of them is very dull-minded, vulnerable. Then I have to tell law society, okay, PR is rules and regulation. I have to
हम्म.
follow the instruction of law society. Same time, I'm bound, I have to follow the instruction of client. Both must be consistent. Client is giving me an instruction. At this
Yeah.
situation, what should I do? Okay, one of them is vulnerable. What law society rules? Both of them bring
Mm.
ILA.
Yeah.
Law society rules must require me to give them advice.
Yes.
Must recommend
But
me, give them advice. I'll give you advice. Take a ILA. That's my recommendation. If you will take, take. If you will not gonna take, no problem. Because law society must recommend me to inform you. Now his
mm,
choice is yours.
okay.
Okay. So both of them came back. Or one of them, he said, okay, I have to retain that lawyer. He is best lawyer. Okay, best paralegal. Oh, no problem. He is a best lawyer. Then I have to withdraw from both of them. This is a first,
Both of them.
both of them, unless
That person.
departure client will allow me. Then I can continue. Now two people
Yes.
are here. Joint rule applicable. After 6 months, you are trying to add third person. So my
Mm.
legal obligation, first I have to inform before I'm gonna accept you as a retainer. This is a joint
You have to
client,
inform.
ongoing relation. So before I'm gonna accept, take a ILA, independent legal advice. If you will take it, take it. Not to take it, no problem. My job is done. Client came to my office behalf of corporation. Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on. Corporation is my client. You are not my client, first of all. Whether within my scope of practice, yes. Conflict checking system, yes. Identification of corporation, yes. Verification of corporation, yes. Okay, then next question, who is the instruction agent? Who gonna give me an instruction agent? Oh, you are an instruction agent? I'm not gonna ask your identification. I'm not gonna ask
Mhm.
for verification. Only I'm gonna ask your name, your position, and your contact information.
That's it. Yes.
That's it. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
PR, then this thing. Okay, then next class is Charter of Rights. What is Charter? Okay, again, basic legal system. Federal government cannot make any law which is against my constitution.
ठीक है.
Federal government. Same time, provincial government cannot make any law which is against my constitution. Provincial city law, even private law, they cannot make any law which is against my
Okay.
constitution.
ठीक है.
What is constitution? Charter of Rights and Division of Power. Charter of Rights, freedom of religion, freedom of expression, life, liberty, security. Section 15, equal rights. Everyone is equal. For example, police department. To become a police officer, if you are a man, if you are male, you will have $100,000. If you are
Female.
female, $50,000. So police department is violating my charter of rights. Doesn't matter my charter of rights mean male is $100,000, female based on I will explain in later classes.
Okay. Okay.
Make sense? Judicial review. I can go to the court for judicial review based on admin body could be provincial admin body could be federal admin body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, federal admin body. Okay, and I can go to the court for judicial review. There are two kind of judicial review. Admin
Substan.
judge, admin body did not follow the proper procedure or violation of substantive law.
Substan. Yeah.
So provincial court, federal court, okay, or police will charge based on reasonable grounds, mean 50 plus. Then charge sheet can be summary offenses, fine summary offenses as a paralegal. 100% this is my area of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Permissible scope of practice, summary. Then
Hybrid.
second one is hybrid
Hybrid.
offenses. If conviction is summary, still I can carry. Hybrid offenses,
Yes.
what is the definition of hybrid? Is that depend on the crown prosecutor. It's gonna take, okay, it's gonna take where? Okay? Then indictable offense, 2 years or more and more than $5,000, this is not my jurisdiction.
ठीक.
Decline to act.
Yes.
Okay. One summary conviction, doesn't matter summary conviction, doesn't matter indictable conviction, doesn't matter hybrid offenses. Now a judge is here. I'm a paralegal here. Crown prosecutor is here. Crown prosecutor, you have summary conviction. You have to prove beyond the reasonable doubt that actus my client actus is present, my client mens rea is present, factual causation, legal causation. Four things beyond the reasonable doubt. Then I have to file a defense.
With the
Guilty
balance
with
of probabilities.
based on balance of probability.
Yes.
If my client is convicted, then maybe my case is trial. I lose the case in the trial. Then next appeal, trial court. Then next level, next level. Can I go to the next level as a paralegal?
No.
Make sense? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Yeah. Both.
That's it. Did you really enjoy it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. So you are joining
Okay,
my
sir.
live classes. I'll give you for sure, I'll give you a lot of incentive because if you are very, I mean, if you will, of course, if you're gonna retain our services for July exam, doesn't matter if you, anyone, if you gonna, I'm just telling you, if you are unable to clear the exam one time, two times, three times, so we will not gonna charge twice until you are
Okay, sir.
passed.
No, sir, I
Until,
have to pass.
oh
I have to
yeah, yeah.
pass.
Yeah, because you are a very serious candidate. We love
Yeah, yeah.
serious candidate.
Yes.
Okay. And anyway, thank you very much. So tomorrow,
Okay, sir.
what time is tomorrow? Same time and what
8:15,
class?
same. Same 8:15.
What class?
Classes of criminal, I think.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye bye. Take
Did
care,
you
sir.
really enjoy?
Yes, sir.
हाँ yesterday आ जाना. ठीक है आ जाना.
Yes,
तो मैं आपको फिर बता
definitely.
रहा हूँ लाइव क्लासेस जो भी अटेंड करेगा ना तो मैं उसको बड़ा इंसेंटिव दूंगा. I'll
Definitely,
give
sir.
you a lot of incentive. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Thank